AI being used in weaponry is something that I dealt with as a gorilla in Iraq, and it's something that I actually documented on this channel a couple months back, and a lot of people were very interested in the topic. So I'm going to expand on this and talk about the not so distant future where AI is going to be incorporated in all sorts of weapon systems. So I'm going to list the reasons why, and I think you guys will be surprised. It's a little scary, but The thing is, I'm not an analyst. I'm just a 26-year-old dude, 27 in 2 days, by the way, but I'm not a pro. But I do have AI. I actually use ChatGPT to go and do some of the research for this video. And I think that's saying a lot. That's an open source AI system, and you can imagine how if there's a dedicated killing AI, an AI that is meant to operate a weapon system, how effective that would be. For me, the most important point is that AI is not going to lock up in fear. When there's artillery raining down, there's gunshots going everywhere, they're not going to be laying on the floor, like my family. They don't have family. They're AI. We have families, we have kids, wives, we have a future that we want to go and enjoy. Whereas AI just does not know that. They don't need to be programmed to know that. In the future, they might be programmed that, hey, at this certain decibel level, at this hertz range, you must go down so you don't get damaged. But they don't feel fear, so that's an obvious point. Their fight or flight just doesn't exist. And this is a topic I've actually talked about on my channel quite a bit. There's stuff that goes on in your head that impacts you on the battlefield. I think it could be argued that using AI programs on the battlefield could be a war crime. You're not putting souls on the battlefield. You're just putting money. The cost that it takes to go and make those weapons and that program and send it to the battlefield. That's all you're investing. I think we can all agree, decades from now, if not sooner, we will have a lot of AI systems, either just being used as APCs for transporting wounded or maybe tanks, weaponry like that, but also maybe some on-the-ground units, combat units. So it is a valid viewpoint that if you have those capabilities, if you are able to make those robots and those machines to go and conduct warfare, it's kind of a duty to do that so you don't send souls to the battlefield. And if we think about the cost effectiveness of this as well, it's actually a lot better than training a human for many, many years, give him hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment, send him off to the battlefield, and then when he comes back home, you have to go and treat him for life with the VA benefits. Yeah, machines are a lot less expensive given that scenario. Military-industrial complexes. They exist. A lot of nations have them. And war is very profitable for the victor. It's very profitable for the people invading. That's a lot of the reason that people invade in the first place. So if governments are willing to work with the military-industrial complex to send thousands and millions of people to their death, how about being able to make armies of self-autonomous machines, whether that's just drones or machinery? But now imagine being the military-industrial complex, and you get to bid your offer to the government saying, you invest in us, we'll get this war done. We'll get out of your way, and nobody's going to be lost. I think it's very hard to make the argument that that's not going to be in the future. And it's going to be incredibly profitable for the nations who do this. Now, I've thought about this topic for quite a bit, and I always thought that AI would be used in mostly defensive means, like a static position. But what we're seeing instead is offensive. You see the Kinchi drones that were hunting me in Iraq. Those are just being developed, and they are very effective. They were able to hunt me down, hunt my entire team down, circle us, and just tracked us. It wasn't a human looking at a screen, looking through an optic, looking through this and that, and having to process in their brain and make decisions. It was an AI who was like, yes, this is the target. It just, in a split second, it knew exactly what its job was and knew exactly how it was going to engage us. Okay, we just observe it. There's nothing to it. And that is an offensive drone. It had the capability to kill us. What we've seen for the last decade are loitering munitions, which are now being developed like crazy to go and combat China, at least in the US. And these are kamikaze drones. They're going there. We see them in reconnaissance roles. We see them in all sorts of different roles. And these are just drones. We're just now scratching the surface of how we can use these on the battlefield. And you see these machines, these remote operated machine guns on top of turrets for a long time. How hard would it be to go make an AI drive a small vehicle with a gun on top? We see this being developed by the Chinese. Of course, the US is going to be doing this. We see Boston Dynamics, they're doing cartwheels all over the place. These things are capable, it's going to be coming, and the AI is not far off. I think it's going to be used pretty soon here. I don't know when this is going to happen, but I think we can all agree that is the future. I've seen it with my own eyes, I've been hunted by them, and I think the arguments that I made are valid, and I think that there's a lot of reasons to use AI in war, not only in the moral side, but also on the profit side. So all in all, there is a moral case to use AI in warfare, and I don't know how many years it's going to be, but this is our future. It's going to change warfare forever, and it already is. Anyway, guys, I hope you learned something today. If you have any other comments, if you disagree with what I said, leave in the comments. I'm genuinely curious about this topic. Besides that, thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.